Okay, it's another beautiful day, and I am so excited that we have this opportunity to go through this class one more time. This is a value creation class organized by Customer Passion Point Limited. We're a firm of value creation consultants, and we provide marketing and training solutions. Just a bit about me. I'm the facilitator, and my full name is Ikechukwu Innocent Kalu. I'm a consultant, a value creation consultant, a C-level marketing, business development, and retail management professional. I have decent experience from manufacturing, telecommunication, and financial services. I am the lead consultant at Customer Passion Point Limited, and I also lecture at Panatali University, and I'm a resource person at LBS. I take courses like marketing, sales, experiential marketing, brand strategy, and a couple of other programs that come from time to time. I'm a chartered marketer from the Charity of Marketing. I'm a fellow from the Charity of Marketing of London. So today we want to talk about value creation. But before then, I'd like to ask you a quick question. What do you need to do to grow your business? What do you need to do to be successful in business? And each time I ask this question, these are the 6 points that people are quick to throw at me. The first one is strong market presence. Some say to me, I've got to have a strong market presence and that will guarantee my success. Some say, no, I need brand recognition because I have to brand myself. I have to be sure of what people think about me, the image I create out there, the culture of my business, which is fantastic. Some of us say that I have to put this behind innovation. The potential of the potential to maximize innovation, some say is very key to their remaining in business. And some say it's about pushing growth. Invest more money, look for resources, invest, and then push growth. And then try and retain your customers. And then above all, make sure that you retain your staff, train them, help them to stay focused. These are all very important points, and they are indeed useful in growing your business. But today I'd like to make a point that if the reason for being in business is to create value, how come there is nothing here that speaks of value creation? So I think the 7th item here should be value creation. But if you ask me, I'll even make it the number 1 because it's when you create value, then you can do all the things that you have listed here. Without value being created, you won't have a customer. There will be no need to strengthen your market. Your branding will be meaningless because nobody will not make meaning to anyone. Okay, so it's important that we understand this. Having done this, the next question is, what is value? If I ask you to define value on your own, you will define it in different ways, and you just might be right. But today, let's stay with 2 very classic definitions. One from Philip Kotler, and then another one from a gentleman called Lois DeRose. He's the head of the DeRose and Associates. Okay, Philip Kotler says that value primarily is the putting together of the right combination of quality, service, and price for the target market. The right combination, the putting together of the right combination of quality, service, and price. If you get the quality right, your selling delivery is good, and your price is good, he says that is value. That's what the customer is looking for. Looking for a good product that is served well and that is affordable. Okay. Let's look at what Louis DeRose described the value as. He says is the satisfaction of customer requirements at the lowest possible cost of acquisition, ownership, and use. Okay, so what you are presenting to your customer as value must be able to satisfy their requirements, okay, at the lowest possible cost. Cost them low, it's affordable to acquire or to own, and then the usage is very simple, which means it is innovative, it is easy to use. These 2 will form the basis of our discussion, and I'd like us to build on it as we now progress and say, look, we've asked ourselves, what do we need to be in business? What do we need to do? What is value to us? Then the next question will be, how do we create this value? How will you be able to ensure that you put together the right combination of quality, service, and price for a target audience? How do you ensure that you satisfy the requirement from your customers at the lowest possible cost? That is what this class is about. Come with me on this journey. Okay. Um, a few case studies. McDonald's at some point saw themselves as being in fast food business. And I guess at that time it probably made sense to them. Okay. People came in, grabbed what they needed to grab, and they went out. Okay. But as time progressed, they discovered that it was more than fast food. It was more of the service delivery. And they changed it to we are in business, we are in quick service business. I guess at that time it was also appropriate. But over time, they've seen that what the customer is looking for is value, which is what we described up here, the combination of quality, service, and price. And they immediately got the vision and changed their mission statement to be that we're in business, we're in the value business. So today, McDonald's sees themselves as being in the value business. And I think there's some message for all of us here as business owners, as entrepreneurs. What kind of business are you into? Are you in the fast food business? Are you in the quick service business? Or are you in the value business? I think we should all be in the value business. So a company's ability to deliver value to its customers is what your customer would call solving my problem. Okay? And if you do that in a manner that makes meaning, then you connect with them, and of course you will make money. So solve my problem in a manner that it makes meaning to me, then you make money. That is the message that I'm giving to us today as business owners, as entrepreneurs. Try and solve the problems of your customer in a manner that makes meaning to them while you make profit from them. Because if you're not making profit, then you're not in business. Marketing, it's about you produce, you sell, you meet their need, but also meet your own need, which is to be able to take care of your overhead and retain a little as profit. Okay. To bring it even clearer, let's look at what author Guy Kawasaki described value as. He said that we create value by solving problems in a manner that makes meaning to our customers while making money. And he says that it should be the primary aim for any of us who want to be in business. That should be the primary aim for being in business. He says that great companies start because the founders want to change the world, not make a fast buck. So if the reason why you're going to business is to make money, and so I'd like to shock you that you may not last in that business. But if the reason for going to business is to create value, is to solve problems, okay, is to change the world, is to bring something different that will enhance life, then you're likely going to be in business for a long time. So he went ahead to identify three key motivations that should drive a business. Either all the three or any one of the three will just be good enough. So for example, he said one, improve lives. If the reason for your starting a business is to improve lives, if what you're offering is about improving lives, then you're likely going to stay in business. Because we need to improve our lives on a daily basis. There are different areas of our life that need improvement. And if you choose any area and you spend time on it and you invest in it, you're likely going to create value that will make your business sustainable. The second example he gave, the second reason he gave is right and wrong. There are so many things that are wrong. For example, people are throwing garbages into canal and it's blocking the canal. That's a bad thing. If you come up with a solution that will right that wrong, that will clear and ensure that the canal flows, then you are in business because you will always have business to do, because as long as you are doing something to correct the wrong, okay, there will be business for you to do. The third thing is that is to prevent the end of something good. What is something good? It is good to own a nice mall that is conducive, okay? But people want to destroy it who want to run it down. If you come up with a solution that will ensure that that good thing in a mall is kept, or go to the beach, that good thing about the beach is kept, or go to the national stadium. Look at our national stadium today is deserted because there's no patronage. Imagine if, okay, you come up with an idea that will ensure that that good thing about the national stadium is sustained and is kept good. It would develop, it would lead to a business model that you will run for a long time. So these three motivations are very strong and powerful. One, improve lives. Two, right the wrong. And then three, prevent the end of something good. If you do a quick check of the motivations behind the business that you do, you'll be shocked that in some way you are probably working with any of these three. So check, and if you're not, then you've got to re-examine your business and re-strategize and make sure that the central focus of your business is to make life better, is to change the world. If you're doing this, if it's about changing the world, the money will follow, because as you change the world, you will have patronage. Okay? So what is business? Okay? Because if you don't understand what business means, how business is done, this bit about creating value will be handling. People buy value. Your customer is looking for value. So if you can produce something that your customer perceives to be value, he or she will be more than willing to pay for it. It's about exchange. It's about trading. I don't have water. You have water, but I have cash. So you produce the water, I pay cash, I get the water, and I can quench my thirst. Okay, so buyers get value for what they pay for. And I, the producer, I make profit because, okay, I have charged an amount that is a little above how much it costs me to produce what I've produced. So the central point I like to make here is that business is about serving others. If I develop something through which I can serve you, I'm in business. If I have something that you can willingly or you can voluntarily offer to pay for, then I'm in business. So think about what you're doing. Are people willing to pay for what you have? Are people willing to pay for the value you create? If yes, then you're in business. Okay? So the point to make here is that business is about specialization. If I specialize in producing that thing that I know to produce, such that my cost is low, my cost is affordable, okay, then I can offer it to my customer, and it will be perceived to be valuable because they think their needs are being met at the most cost efficient way. So the way we create value, okay, ensures that everybody becomes a winner. You as the buyer, you win because you get value. I as a producer, I also win because I get to sell what I produce and I make some profit. So it's a profitable exchange. It's about specialization. It's about trading. When you specialize and then you trade what the outcome of your specialization, then it makes you a value creator. Okay. So value creation goes through a process. You don't just sit down and value is created. It requires some work. There's some input that goes in, just like a system. It goes in through a process, and then there's an output, okay, where the output is the value that the customer is paying for. The input is all the things that you put in. The process that the transformation processes that it goes through before the output comes out. Take, for example, you're a farmer, you plant crops, it goes through some transformation. Eventually, whatever you're selling, maybe you're selling wheat, or you're selling flour, or you're selling tomato paste, okay, becomes the final product, which is the output. Okay, so the customer comes to pay for the output, but you put some input in there that went through processing to result in the output. Now, this process is the foundation or the basis for efficiency and productivity. The input that you put in goes through transformation and then it leads to output. Outcome is the final value that is created. Okay, so how value creation activities are carried out. The way you carry out your input and process and output cycle, the way it goes determines your cost and also it affects the profit that you make. If your process is very expensive, it will affect the total cost of your production and it will affect what you'll be charging. And then if it's too expensive, customers begin to go elsewhere because they are looking for the best quality at the most affordable price. So it's important that we check this. So how value creation activities are carried out determines cost and affects profit. Okay, now you have produced, you've created value. How do you get your customers to know about the value you have created? And that's where marketing comes in. Okay, some people have defined marketing more from an awareness, a branding point of view. But really, marketing is about identifying, anticipating, and satisfying customer needs at a profit. And that is why Peter Drucker says that marketing and innovation make money. Everything else is a cost. This is a big debate, but that's not the focus of this discussion. I like to look at the right side where we say that the marketing job is to create, deliver, and capture customer value. When you create value, you've got to deliver the value and you've got to capture the value of your customer end to end. Your customer who has come to buy one item could have a need for a second item and a third item. Why can't you be the one supplying those three items to him or her? That's what we mean by capturing value. Okay, so you take your customer on a journey. I used to earn 10,000 naira from doing business with you. It should increase to 12,000 to 15,000 to 20,000 and let it grow. That process is what it means to capture the value of your customer. So, see the flow of the discussion. First is, what do I need to be in business? You need to create value. What is value? We'll discuss what value is. Then we went ahead to talk about the value creation process. Now we're saying what will enable value to be created. I haven't created the value. How would my customer know that I've created the value? And how do they know where to find it and how to find it and what to pay for it and all that? And that's where marketing comes in. And this naturally takes us to the marketing mix. You must have heard about the marketing mix. It talks about the basic things that need to be done to help you sell your video, and I hope that you find it interesting. It's a very short video.
The Hernandez family is dropping their youngest daughter, Gabby, off for her freshman year at college. But before the proud parents say their goodbyes, they decide to head down the block to grab a cup of coffee. It sounds like a simple proposition, but for the Hernandez family and billions of other consumers, a cup of coffee means different things to different people. Gabby loves a good, independent coffee spot that utilizes artisanal beans. Her mom, Marcia, prefers a coffee chain like Starbucks that delivers a consistent experience no matter what city she's in. And Gabby's dad just wants a plain cup of decaf. To him, coffee is best when it's plain, hot, and cheap. Three consumers, three very different ideas about the value of that cup of joe. Value looks at what the customer gets relative to what they give up. If the customer gets back more than what he gives up, that's a successful value exchange. But if the customer gets back less than what he gave up, well, he's not likely to make a return visit. Creating value is essential. In fact, it is the fundamental purpose of marketing. Businesses depend on the right marketing mix, comprised of the 4 Ps, to create the maximum value for their target customers. Gabby thinks of coffee in terms of an experience. She enjoys independent coffee places that cultivate a cozy vibe, offer free Wi-Fi, and use only local artisanal beans. She knows her coffee is going to take longer to make and cost more, but in Gabby's mind, she's getting back more than what she's giving up. It's a positive value exchange. When Marcia thinks about coffee, she sees the value in a business model like $5. High-quality coffee drinks made to order quickly, conveniently, and consistently for what she considers a fair price, whether she's inside her local grocery store or visiting someone on the other side of the country. Gabby's dad, however, has no interest in all that fancy stuff. He's happy refilling his travel mug for 25 cents at his local donut shop and moving on with his day. It's no frills, just straight drip that's priced right and hits the spot. Each family member relies on promotions to become aware of the different value propositions coffee marketers offer, as well as the availability of product attributes and benefits that matter to them. So the definition of value shifts depending on what each customer is looking for. It's up to every business, whether they provide a good, service, or idea, to maximize value and satisfy their customers' needs by creating their own special blend of the 4 Ps.
Okay. Now, I'm sure you found the video interesting, and I'm sure you took some notes. So what did you write down? By way of summary, the 4 Ps are product, price, promotion, and place. We have 7 Ps, we have 5 Ps, 7 Ps, 8 Ps, 9 Ps, 14 Ps. But let's concern ourselves with the 4 Ps. These are very basic aspects of marketing that you need to pay attention to. So it's about the product, it's about the price, it's about promotion, it's about place. And that's what we've tried to see how these 4 can be combined to deliver value to your customer. So what are your takeouts from the video? For me, the first one is that value means different things to different people. You can see 3 people went to buy coffee, and coffee meant different things to them. Same coffee, but they were perceived differently. Okay, value looks at what the customer gets relative to what they give up. The more the customer thinks is getting value, okay, the more the patronage. If I think that the $5 I've paid for a cup of coffee is good value, I'll come again. But if I think it's not a good value, you won't see me the next time. I'll go elsewhere. So businesses deploy different mixes of the 4 Ps to create value for their customers. So let me explain this a bit. Okay, you can create value through the product by the formulation, by the innovation you bring around your product, by the different pack sizes and all that. Then talk about your price, the way you price. Okay, buy 1, buy 2, get 1 free kind of thing, which is more of a promotion, but it reduces your price for you. Okay, some people price it 9.999 pence. Okay, it's just a way to make it look like it's cheaper than what it is. Okay, part of your promotion here is where you talk about your advertising and the different ways you communicate the offer that you have on your product, and then please speaks of the channel of distribution. How do you get the product across to your consumer? Do you have online channels? Is it self-delivery? Do you have physical places where people come over to experience your brand? Whatever it is, so all of this make up the 4 Ps. And what we're saying here is that it's up to you how you create and deliver value to your customers by creating your own special blend of the 4 Ps. You can combine them in a way that the customer sees more value in what is getting than what you're actually offering. Okay, so this is a practical example of how value is created, how value can mean different things to different people, and this understanding should help us in dealing with our customers. You will have different customer segments that you service. You need to understand what each of them want and how each of them perceive value, from their own point of view. Okay. Now, why is this discussion around value very important? I'd like to say it's important for one major reason. And that reason is that you're not the only one in the marketplace. Let's go back to the example of the coffee shop. They're not the only coffee shop in that neighborhood. Okay. So it's important that you know that you're not the only one doing the kind of business that you do. And because of that, you should pay attention to what your customer is saying. Okay. So the 5C analysis helps us to understand that we're not the only one in the marketplace. The marketplace consists of 5 major players. The first person is the company, which is you, your business. Okay. The second one is the customer. The customer is out there so you can service him or her. But there's a third person called the competitor. These are other colleagues who are providing or doing the same business that you are doing. And as you know, they are they are also after the same customer that you are after. And what about your collaborators? In every business, there are people, your suppliers, your distributors, your partners, the agencies you work with, they all have to enhance what you do. They help your delivery system. If they are not up to par, it will affect the value you're creating for your customer. And then lastly is climate or context. Every industry has a context, has some rules and regulations. It's the business environment in which your business is being done. Okay, the kind of trends that influence your customers, the kind of technology that is required for you to be the best in your industry. All of this must take into consideration in creating value. So you as a company, your major aim is to ensure that you deliver value to your customer, who is also being pushed by competitors. Okay, and you need collaborators to be able to deliver that value adequately and consistently. Okay, so the interplay of these five forces is very, very important. You've got to understand it. Now, if you were not the only one, if you were the only one in that business, which means in which case you're a monopoly, you may not want to bother that much. But even at that, it's at your own risk. Okay, so we're saying understand that you're not alone. And because you're not alone, you are constantly asking yourself, what do I need to do to serve my customer better? What do I need to do to be better perceived by my customers so that they don't go shopping for alternative? That's why you must understand the 5 C's analysis. Some call it the 5 C's of marketing, some call it the 5 C's of business. Okay. Okay, so I have talked about that. One more concept before we actually begin to round up is the concept of value drivers. For every industry, in the fashion industry, in the food and beverage industry, in the telecom industry, there are value drivers. You've got to understand what drives value in your industry. You've got to understand what your customer considers to be value. It's in doing what your customer considers to be value that you win their trust and their credit, and they see you as being credible, as being trustworthy, as being a value creator, an innovator of some sort. Okay, so value drivers are anything that can be done to increase the value of your offering to your consumers or your customers. So pause here and ask yourself this question. How are you currently being perceived? How are your customers perceiving the value you deliver to them? And what are the things you can do to enhance the value you are offering to them? I tell you the truth. If you're able to find this and stay on top of it, it will differentiate you from others. Okay? And how do you find it and stay on it? Is by monitoring marketing so that you are like the first to take advantage of changes in demand and consumer behavior. Remember, we talked about the climate. Part of the climate is about the trend that affects your customer. You've got to understand the trend that affects your that influence your customers and ask yourself, what do I do? You've got to understand the role of technology and how can you leverage technology to increase the value you deliver to your customer. What about distribution channels? Online, offline, fast service, quick delivery and all that. How do you do it? Okay? Why am I saying this? It's because value drivers do not just have to be about the product. You can increase value by, how suddenly you have a bigger pack size or you have a smaller pack size to cater for different needs. Okay? That is fantastic. But it can also be in your delivery system. It can be such as a reputation of having great customer service. That can be the reason why your customer thinks you are delivering value. So you find out from the customer, find out from the industry, what is it that they consider to be value, and then put resources behind creating those things so that you are perceived right. Okay. So having done this, is this a good time for you to do a little exercise? I've been talking about value creation, the value, the process of value. We were talking about value, the process of creating value, and then the process it goes through. And we've talked about the 5 C's analysis. We've talked about key drivers. Now let's bring it home. What are the key drivers in your industry? What are the key drivers in the kind of business you do? I'd like you to take a piece of paper and write down the top five. The top five, these are things that happen in your industry that helps to increase the value to deliver to your customer. Make a list of it, and then let's score ourselves. So score your business one to five on each of the 5 items. Having done this, you need to also do the same for your main competitor using the same criteria. The same 5 you need to score your main competitor. Okay. Now let's do a comparison. How are you looking side by side with your competitor? Don't forget, this is your main competitor that you want to beat. Okay. If you do not do well, your competitor will take your customers from you. And if you do very well, you will take their customers. So understand how they are faring on these 5 items and ask yourself, what do I need to do differently? What do I need to do better? What do I need to stop doing? What do I need to start doing? Okay. But we can also help. And that's why I've said here, do the assessment and send it to me. My address is gichuku.kalu@cbpl.com.ng. Why? Because I want us to review it together, and then let's find a way to develop strategies around those things that you need to start to do, okay? Those things that you need to do more so that you can truly become a leader in your industry. Okay, again, to summarize here, we're saying that our ability to create value consistently will define our success and our continuity in business. You're not just in business because you have a shop. You're in business because you're creating value in a way that the customer perceives you as being the kind of partner that they need, and that's why they're staying with you. So your ability to create value consistently is very important, and it will define your success and your ability to continue in business. Good. Okay. So as we round up, okay, I'd like you to spend some time to look at this slide. Okay. Robert, okay, and his colleague, did a fantastic job here. They were able to capture the whole essence of value creation. Okay. Understanding what your customer considers to be value is very important. Okay. That should be what drives whatever you're doing. Understanding the key drivers of success in your industry is very important. These should be what will drive the way you do business. Okay. What is the point? Your customer is asking for quick delivery, and you're busy spending time to do up your shop, to do up your building, to give it a facelift. When what the customer is asking for is, I'd like you to deliver it to me quick and sharp. Okay. So what did they say? They said here that if customers value consistent quality and timely delivery, then the skills, the systems, and processes that produce and deliver quality products and services are highly valuable to your organization. So, from your survey from your customer, if you discover that what they are looking for is consistent quality and timely delivery, then that's where you should build skills that will enable you to deliver consistent quality and timely delivery of value to your customer. Secondly, said that if your customer value innovation and high performance, then the skills, the systems and processes that create new products and services with superior functionality will then take the center stage. So it's about understanding what your customer is looking for, what they are asking for, what value means to them, and then delivering to that. Put resources behind delivering to that. Put money where your mouth is, as it were. Okay, so we're saying here that understanding where, how, and why value is created for your stakeholders is the best, most objective way to identify which of your activities and assets are distinctive enough to provide a platform for sustainable and profitable growth. Very long, but I'd like you to break it down on your own. First thing is understanding where. Where is value required? How is value required? And why is value required? Which area of your business does your customer want you to add value? Okay, which area and how do they want that value added? Are they looking for innovation in your product? Are they looking for innovation in your pricing? Are they looking for innovation in your after service delivery? Whatever it is, you need to understand where value is required. Okay, once you know that, then ask yourself, how can this value be provided? Okay, will it require additional resources? Technology? Will it require employing more technical hands to work with you? Will it require getting a partner, a collaborator who has skills in that area? Whatever it will require is what you should invest in. So we're saying here that if you understand the where, how, and why value is created for your stakeholders, then it becomes the best way for you to identify which of your activities and assets are distinctive enough to provide a platform for sustainable and profitable growth. Don't forget you are in business to serve your customer, deliver value to them. But you don't want to do it and be stagnant, then you need to continue to grow. So you have to grow in size, grow in volume and in value. Okay, and that is a function of how well you are perceived to deliver value. If you know where value is required and you put resources behind it so you can deliver it in the most cost efficient and effective way, then you become the darling of your target audience. Okay, and that's what we're saying here. Okay, so having said this, it's time to conclude. We're saying here that overall, looking at all we have discussed in the last 20 to 30 minutes, we're saying that value is about creative value. Business is about creative value. If you're not creating value, then you're not in business. Value, and it's not just that you're creating value, but you're creating value as defined by the customer. The customer has a definition of value which you need to understand and see how you meet it. Secondly, business is about specialization and trading. Okay, you need to specialize. By specialization, it means you get better at what you do. You're able to deliver what you've been delivering this time at a better, at a more cost-effective, with the right innovation, and the package is great. Okay, so once someone wants to voluntarily pay for what you have, then you are in business. Okay. The third point to make here is that you are not the only one in the type of business you are doing. Customers will gravitate to where they perceive value is being created for them in a manner that is consistent. So if you're not creating value in a manner that is consistent, your competitors will eat you for breakfast and lunch. Okay. So we're saying here that it's about understanding the drivers of value in your industry and leveraging them to create, deliver, and capture value for customers in a manner that is consistent. So value remains value, but it's value as defined by your customer. They know what they want. Don't assume that they don't know what they want, and you know what they need. Okay? Help them, guide them, but please pay attention to what they are asking for. So it is the value that is delivered from the perspective of the customer that really makes sense to the customer. If not, that's why we're saying you can have innovation. You know, innovation is great, but it should be such that it aids your ability to deliver value to your customers. Not for the fun of innovation, not for the fun of creativity, but it must be such that it enhances the business and gives more value to your customer. Okay, so by way of a parting shot, value creation is about understanding the drivers of value in your industry and leveraging them to create, to deliver, and to capture value for your customers in a manner that is consistent. Okay, and this is where I'm ending it. While I say thank you to you, I'd like to encourage you to quickly take a short survey. There's a short survey here via SurveyMonkey. Just a few questions. It won't take you more than 2 minutes or thereabout. I'd like to know what you think about the class. I'd like to know what you've gained. What will you do differently as a result of this short training? Give us feedback. And then lastly, remember the assignment on value drivers. I'd like you to do a proper assessment of your value driver, the value drivers in your industry. What are the top 5? Okay. Score yourself 1 to 5, where 1 is very bad, very poor, and 5 is excellent. Score yourself 1 to 5, and score your competitors on, particularly your main competitor, on the same criteria. And then let's look at both, and then share it with me. and I will call you and we'll have a chat on it so that we can strategize further and work out something that will enable you to take the lead in your industry. That is the whole essence. So I'd like to say thank you once again, and all the best as you read through this, and I hope you find it really interesting. Again, once again, it's the free value creation class. Okay, it's offered over Zoom. I just thought let me record it and share it with you. Thank you very much, and all the best as you. Please remember to be safe. Remember to take care of yourself and observe all the instructions that we have been given. Wash your hands, use your face mask, sanitize, and generally be clean, and that should be good enough. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope to read from you very soon. Please take the survey. Thank you very much.